everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki and today's video is going to be a workout video. So I've been getting a lot of requests for what workouts I do, home workouts, gym workouts, just what different routines and exercise that I like to do on my weight loss journey and more like what my routine has become. So I really have a lot of the same exercises that I do now. Whether I'm at home or at the gym, I just modify them with either dumbbells or whatever equipment I have at the gym. So I don't know what would be the most helpful. I'm gonna go ahead today and kind of walk you through what a normal leg workout would be for me at home. Okay, so the equipment that I'm gonna be using for today's video and today's home workout will be my resistance band, which this one I actually got. It's the Mari Fitness band. I got this when I bought her gym guide, but I have another set of gym bands I really like that's just off Amazon that I can link below as well. And that's just like a really good thing that I use for warm-ups and also throughout my workouts. I also am going to be using some dumbbells. I have 15s and 20s, but it really is what you're comfortable with and what works best for you. You can totally modify these exercises to even do them without dumbbells. And then I have my little bench set up in the back. So this is just like an ottoman that's in my bedroom that I just brought out here, and I just use it to do some like hip thrusts and some lunges, or we'll see what we're doing today. But yeah, I hope you guys find this video helpful. I'm just gonna kind of walk through what I do and then quickly show the exercises. And yeah, this has pretty much become my like normal routine. Some of these exercises I do every time I do a leg day. So like squats, I do some variation of squats. I do hip thrusts every time. So a lot of them is just really getting the form down, which I'm not a personal trainer. I've just pretty much taught myself. I played college volleyball and that was when I was first introduced to weightlifting. But honestly, it was really a struggle for me because I really did struggle with my form. I had a coach who made me really self-conscious about it, and I just like, I loved weightlifting, but also struggled with like the form and just having confidence in it. So now I'm back at it and it feels really good, and it's just a learning process for me still. I'm still learning proper form, proper exercises. The most important thing for me is really that I pay attention to feeling the muscle that I'm trying to work. So it's like mind muscle connection and just really focusing on using my core and feeling whatever I am working when I'm doing that specific exercise. So I hope this helps, and if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and let's just go ahead and get started with some leg day work. So one thing I do want to say is one of my favorite ways to work out, and I know some people like to do this, but again, it's not something you have to do, but I love working in supersets. So what a superset is you do 2 different exercises back to back and then you take your rest. So I'll do like 10 squats and then 10 lunges and then take my rest. Then 10 squats, 10 lunges, then take my rest. So I do 2 different exercises back to back and then take my rest. And I usually do that for 3, 4, or 5 rounds. It just depends on what exercise, what day. If I'm focusing on glutes one day or something, usually I try to make Wednesday my leg day, my heavier leg day. So I'm doing less reps and just heavier weight, but it just depends. So everything is pretty much gonna be in a superset. I'm gonna start warming up with my resistance bands. I'm just gonna show you 2 warm-ups with the resistance bands today that I like to do, and then go ahead and get right into it. And like I said, most of the exercises will be in supersets. So I'll take my rest after doing them back to back. So the first warm-up I like to do is just banded side kicks, and I like to just do these against the wall. I just put my band on, usually right above my knees. So when I'm doing those, I really want to make sure that I'm just controlling, going up and down. You're feeling the resistance in the band, and you really just want to make sure that you feel it in your glutes because we're trying to activate our glutes right now. So then the next thing I like to do is a banded crab walk, which same thing, I just have the band on, and I'm going to start getting in like a little bit of a squat position, not even too low, but just your knees bent a little bit, and then you just do crab walk side to side. I do 5 to each side, so 10 total. After I finish a round of that, I take like a 30-second to a minute long rest, and then I go ahead and do it again, and I'll do that 2 more times. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do some dumbbell hip thrust, and then I'm gonna superset that with some banded hip abduction. So I'll show you how I do that. First thing, we're gonna start with the hip thrust. And I actually like to have my resistance band on when I do my hip thrust because it just really helps keep my form better. And today I'm gonna be just using a 20-pound dumbbell. Okay, so hopefully this works better, you can get a good view, but I'm just using this ottoman. I've used a chair before, I've used a couch. Like, you can really use anything that you can get your back comfortably level on so that you can do the proper form for these hip thrusts. So to get set up for hip thrusts, I'm just gonna get positioned how I'm comfortable, but I always like to make sure that you pretty much wanna put your feet where your knees are when your legs are out straight. So see where my knee is now? I'm gonna go ahead and put my foot there, and it's like shoulder width apart. Pretty much flex my glutes and get in the proper position to do the hip thrust. So I just take the dumbbell. Okay, and then right after I finish my hip thrust, I go straight into banded hip abductions. So with these, I have my band above my knees, sitting with my back straight, and both of my feet faced forward. I'm just gonna go ahead and do some abductions, and I like to do 25 usually. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do another superset, and I'm gonna do some lunges and then superset that with a squat where I put my resistance band on, so it'll be like a narrow stance squat. So first thing, I'm gonna do lunges. So I just have a dumbbell in each hand, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do back lunges. I do 10 on each leg. I try to keep my knee behind my toe and just really focus on my form. I wanna feel this more in my glutes, so I'm gonna lean a little bit more forward. So. Then after I'm done with those, I'm gonna quickly superset into the next thing. I'm gonna get my band back on. And actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and use a 15-pound dumbbell. So I have my band over my knees, and this is just gonna be a narrow squat. So your feet are like even a little bit more closer than shoulder width apart. I have the band on, and my toes are faced forward. I'm just gonna hold the dumbbell like this because that's how it's comfortable for me. And then I'm gonna do 10 squats. So I'm trying to make sure that my knees are not going too far over my toes, and I'm just focusing on glute and just my quad activation. Okay, so then the next one I'm gonna do is gonna be a single leg RDL, and then I'm just gonna do a squat using the bench. So I have a 15-pound dumbbell, and what I'm gonna do, you have it in the opposite arm of the foot that is staying on the ground, and you're just not gonna just bend yourself. You wanna make sure that you're hinged at the hip, so you're keeping this pretty much straight. I put my one leg in the air, and I'm still like, I struggle to get good balance on my left leg, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. So I just do 10 each leg, and yeah, you wanna really feel it in your hamstrings. and apparently my camera's overheating, so perfect timing to wrap up the workout. So this one wasn't anything too crazy, but like I said, you can adjust the weight, you can adjust the reps. You don't even have to do everything in supersets. You could do each exercise and then take a rest if you really want, but I just prefer to work out in supersets, like I said. I'm trying to catch my breath still. But really, it's just what you're comfortable with. Take time to practice the form. Practice really feeling the muscles that you're trying to work. And one thing that I find so helpful is I use a mirror all the time when I do my home workouts. And of course at the gym there's mirrors, and it just makes such a difference. It helps you so much with your form. So like I said, again, I'm not a personal trainer. I know my form still needs work, but this is what I've been doing and it's been working really well for me. I've been feeling so much stronger than I've ever felt in my life lately. And it just is really paying off to stay consistent with lifting weights. And it makes me feel so good. So I highly recommend you even just try it out. Even if you're nervous, spend 20 minutes just kind of getting comfortable, grab some dumbbells and just practice the movements. You don't even have to go through a certain amount of reps or a certain amount of sets. Just get comfortable with it because it'll make such a difference when you are able to start adding more weight or adding more reps. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Let me know what more you'd like to see about like specifically working out or my workouts that I do. I also incorporate rollerblading. If you guys don't know, I like to do that as like my cardio. I do that a few times a week just around my neighborhood. I also like to roller skate, but other than that, weightlifting has been like my main source of exercise and I have just loved it. So yeah, it's something really uncomfortable to get started with, especially if you're unfamiliar with a lot of the stuff, but it takes time, it takes practice. I'm still not fully confident in everything I do, but it works for me, so it'll work for you. Hope you guys found this video helpful and I'll see you next time.